Andrea, that's a topsy-turvy game for you to analyse, which you've ended up getting a point out of.
Yeah, realisation is that we've got a lot of work to do as a team, team of staff, team of players. It's nowhere near the level that it should be, and no disrespect to Eastbourne, because in the end they take away a point. But our standards and our level of performance are not what they should be, and that maybe comes with a young group, a new group. I'm not going to hide behind that at all. But we need to be a lot better than that. That's nowhere near the performance levels that we set and the standards we set at this football club.
Worrying. So first half, one of the worst performances we've seen. Then the second half, I think a couple of games I played Oxford and Slough, the opposition have really come at us at the start of the second half.
That comes with confidence, Mark. As pressure builds on you, or a couple of little minor mistakes, your natural reaction is to probably go a little bit introvert and not express yourselves. And that's not the team that I've set up before here. And then what comes with that is two terrible errors. Two awful goals. We've gifted them 2 goals at the end of the day. They've not had to work for their goals at all, and so that's the disappointment. And players are not on top of their game. I could go through when you're in good form. You need 7 of your players if you can on top of your game, and it's the opposite way at the moment. I thought Ryan Brunt was by far the man of the match today. I don't know why Wuru got it, but Ryan Brunt I thought was fantastic. Led the line really well. He's the one who's got us back in the game because he's occupying 3 defenders in the box when we're uncharacteristically lumping balls in the box to try and get something out of the game. But yeah, no. So it's a realisation. It's a realisation that a lot of hard work is ahead, which we'll do. Of course, we'll carry that out, and lots of thinking, lots of information needs to come back from the players. I'm manager of the football club, so I set the standards, I set the training, myself and Jim think about it. But sometimes players have to take some responsibility. On the board in there, when we came in and talked about the Bath City Way, part of that is player-led as well, so we need a little bit back, and I've spoke about it a lot this season about leadership. And unfortunately at the moment we haven't got enough players taking control of the game and leading other players, not just ourselves, but helping other players on the pitch. So that needs to really come out of the group now if we want to win something.
Obviously, consolation today, you did manage to scramble a point out of it with a very late goal. It was one perhaps a few people didn't see coming, but great for Harry Hamlin to open his account.
Yeah, great. But my underwriting sort of feeling really, Mark, is a disappointment with the performance. All right, we'll take a point out of it. But at this stage of the season, it's about performance levels. We're now 11 games in. We can't be saying the same things 11 games in. You know, start of the season when it's 3s and 4s and we're top of the league. I still knew, and I said it before, I still knew we weren't anywhere near our level. And no disrespect to the teams we beat in those early games. So no, as I said, reflection is definitely going to be that we need to improve individually first and foremost. We need to get some of these players back in form, and they need to try and find a way to try and get themselves back into form. And then collectively as a group, we need to put in better performances than what we did today.
Wake-up call perhaps with the FA Cup tie waiting next week at Swindon Supermarine.
Well, I spoke about that. We've had a real detailed chat in the dressing room, and I walked into. Me and Jim spent a couple of minutes first in the office thinking about what we were going to say to the group, because sometimes football's very emotional. So we needed time to go and think and come away from it. And it was nice to see a couple of the senior players. That was it, really, just a couple talking and also some raised voices and saying some home truths to the players in there. And I spoke about at the end that whatever your week wants to be this week, if you decide that you don't want to buy into the Bath City Way, and I talk about a lot of things in that, and working hard, leadership, and a commitment to it, and wanting to defend when you got to defend. In our team today, I've not seen one defender that wants to defend properly, and that's in the 11. That's not just a back 4. No one wants to defend properly at the moment, and that's a concern and that's a worry. And in turn, then when we're getting on the ball, we're not using the ball with any purpose. The options in possession are limited, and at the end of the day, we score from a deflection in the first half. And then second half, as I said, it's where we're lumping balls in the box. And all right, it's got us a result, and like you say, we will take that point, but it's not the way I want my team to play. So as a group, and it will always be as a group, everyone together. It's not a staff and player thing. As a group of players, as a group of staff, we'll sit down, we'll pull the bones out of it, and we've got to make sure we have a really good week. And I've got to be ever so careful who I select for that game next week at Swindon Supermarine, because make no bones about it, that is a tough tie. They went to Taunton today and we had them watched. Frankie and Dan's gone down there and watched them for me because they came in and got some treatment, which was important first, and then they've gone down there because I trust them in their evaluation. So we'll have to have a really, really strong week of training, not just physically, but in detail, to prepare ourselves properly for that really tough tie over at Swindon Supermarine.
I was going to ask about those two finally as well. Do you think either of them could feature or be at least fit for next week?
Well, we're hoping Frankie will. As I said, he's come in, he's had some intense treatment this morning. He's got himself in early, like they all do. So I'm hoping he'll come through. Dan's a little bit further off. He's had a little setback with his, so he's going to go for a scan again, MRI scan, which is really disappointing for him. But yeah, so people, Dan Ball and Frankie Artis in this team at the moment would make a huge difference because of their leadership, because of their experience, because of the way they can communicate and speak to players properly on the pitch in a football manner. Because you can shout and holler all you like, but it has to be good information as well. And that's why they've gone to watch Swindon Supermarine, because tactically both of them understand the game and they know the way we want to play. So let's hope we can get Frankie back next week. But like I said, I need to have we as a staff need to have a really good detailed week. Have a look at Swindon Supermarine, but my main concern is us at the moment and making sure we're hitting the levels that we should be.
For those not aware as well, obviously Jack Batten's been ruled out, I believe, almost for the entire of the season, we understand. So have you kept in touch with him much? Obviously it's a devastating blow for him.
Yeah, I was going to send Jack actually, but he can't drive, so we've got him around the group. He came into training this week. He still can't drive. He's still on crutches, so he's relying on his parents, and they're away as well this week. So no, he's been back round the group. He'll be coming off his crutches very soon, and that'll be a slow protocol for ACL rehabilitation as well. So it's one step at a time, literally, for him. But we'll make sure he's in and around the group to keeps his mental state right as well, because it's a lonely place when you're injured. I've had that injury and it's a tough one. There's a lot of lonely days, but we'll give him all the support we can and make sure we get him back, because that's another player that we miss really badly within this team, and we've got to make sure we get enough Jack Battens, Frankie Artises, Dan Balls out on that pitch who are leaders.